The United States started the World Cup by defeating, not just defeating, completely dominating and humiliating Paraguay with a 4-1 win. It was incredible, it was dominant, and we all loved it. But the job ain't done. And now for the second game, we have to face Australia. The same Australia that stunned Turkey. They beat Turkey 2-0, even though most didn't expect that. So this is the perfect game for the US men's national team to make a statement. And today, we're going to do a full match preview. Hello. If you're new here, I'm Filippo, and welcome to Tactical Manager TV. And today we have the United States versus Australia Ultimate Match Preview. This is how it's going to go. First, we're going to go through when and where to watch this game, the record between both nations, and then I'm going to run an ad from SeatGeek because we have a discount for you to attend games and I have to pay rent. After that, I'm going to give you some news and updates on the US men's national team, Christian Pulisic's current status for this game, the projected starting 11, talk about how we need to approach this game to beat Australia. We're going to hit the tactics board. It's going to be great. And obviously, I'm going to go through what we need to watch out for when facing Australia. I watched their game twice against Turkey, and there's a lot of notes, a lot of things to address, but this should be a very beatable opponent. However, I do have a few concerns. After that, we're going to go through the group and see what the United States has to do to top the group already in the second round. Yes, it's possible. I don't want to get ahead of ourselves, but it's possible. And lastly, I would like to remind you that back then when the United States were fighting Nazis, the Australians were fighting emus, birds, at the same time. We had a war with the Nazis, they had a war with birds, and they actually lost to the emus. They literally had soldiers, machine guns in the 1930s, and they lost a war to like 20,000 birds. It's a true story, look it up. Okay, don't forget to drop a like in this video. Do it right now. It's a great way to support the channel for free. Subscribe as well so you don't miss out on all of our World Cup coverage. And that's all. Let's roll the intro and start the episode. The U.S. men's national team is set to face Australia this Friday at 3 p.m. Eastern Time in Seattle for the second round of the group stage in the 2026 World Cup. If you are in the United States of America, you can watch this game on Fox or Telemundo. Again, if you have a Peacock subscription, you can also watch it there. And of course, we will be doing a live watch-along, a watch party here on YouTube, so make sure to tune in for that. We're going to be live. It's going to be big. It's amazing. And unlike Fox, during the hydration breaks, that are actually commercial breaks, we do not run ads. Throughout history, the United States and Australia have faced each other 4 times. All of them were friendly games, with the United States beating Australia twice, Australia getting 1 win, and the other game ended in a draw. These two teams actually played each other last year in a friendly where the United States got a 2-1 win, but I'll tell you this, that result means absolutely nothing coming into this game. Now, before we continue with the current group situation, updates, projected starting 11, and tactics to face Australia, we're going to put a quick word from the sponsor of this video, SeatGeek. And while the ad is running, make sure to pay attention and don't forget to drop a like in the video right now. We'll be back very soon. Do not go anywhere. The biggest sporting event in the world is happening this summer here in the United States of America, and attending a game could be a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. That's why today we are partnering up with SeatGeek with a special offer for you. All you have to do is use our promo code Tactical Manager. With over 35 million downloads, SeatGeek is the #1 ticketing app. There are more than 70,000 events listed, including concerts, sports, and even festivals. I'm sure you have used SeatGeek before because I have as well. And here's the special offer that we have for you. You will get $30 off any World Cup ticket when you spend $200 or more. Just use the code Tactical Manager. It works for new and existing users. Hit the link in the description of this video so the code will get automatically applied. Make sure to click the link in the description and you'll get $30 off any World Cup tickets after you spend $200. Or again, just use our promo code Tactical Manager. Thank you very much, SeatGeek. Okay, so the first thing I want to get out of the way is the rumor that Pulisic won't be available. Could he be on the bench? Could he be rested? Sure, right? We still have a few days until the game, but many have talked about this, and Tyler Adams even said it himself. Tyler Adams, on any updates regarding Christian Pulisic's injury, he said Christian Pulisic will be ready. Everyone, let's relax. He's fine. It was precaution. Pochettino talked about it after the game. So will Pulisic be available against Australia? Yes. Is he going to start? Very likely. I don't see why he wouldn't start. He's fit. He's healthy. So, with that said, and assuming Pulisic's fully fit, which again, we don't have any reasons to believe he won't be, let me go through the projected starting 11 to face Australia. And I'm just going to be straightforward with it. It's going to be the same that we had to face Paraguay. Why would Pochettino change? Right? It's Matt Freeze on goal, Ream, Richards, and Freeman in the back on the back three, Dest on the right wing back, Robinson on the left wing back, Tyler Adams and Tillman in the double pivot, McKennie and Pulisic as the double tens, and Balogun. What's interesting here is I'm going to isolate some players here just so you guys can see one thing that we saw the Paraguayan coach mention. The Paraguayan coach, Gustavo Alfaro, that coached Ecuador in the last cycle, he talked about him not being able to adjust to the US's Pentagon. He literally said that. I think I can even pull the quote. This is what he said more specifically. Let me actually put this. Let me put his quote on screen because I want to show what he meant by the Pentagon. It's not the Pentagon that you guys know from the U.S. military. It's this. So Gustavo Alfaro, the Paraguayan coach, puts the feet down to the complexity of the U.S. approach. And this is what he said. They dominated tactically, technically, and physically. They create a pentagon in the midfield. They have a solution to every problem. So when he talked about this pentagon, I was like, oh, what is he actually talking about? And then I looked at the U.S. formation. I rewatched the game also, and this is what he was talking about. The pentagon is essentially the Tyler Adams, Tillman, McKennie, Pulisic pentagon. That's essentially what he's talking about. And obviously, they move together. We move, drift one way, drift another. And the other thing the U.S. did in the games, like when we go to one side, we also have Anthony Robinson here, Tim Ream. So when the ball shifts to one side, let's say we're attacking. Let's say we're attacking on the left side of the field. Okay, what you're seeing on screen right now. We're attacking on the left side of the field. A lot of these players would approach it in a way where what happens here is when we lose the ball, okay, and obviously Tillman could be here, but I'm just putting it for this scenario. When we lose the ball, we counter press the heck out of whoever gets. We literally create chaos. The counter pressing of this team against Paraguay was incredible. And actually, I'll go as far as saying the counter pressing of the United States against Senegal, against Germany, and against Paraguay was incredible. And you may be wondering, why are we doing that? Why is that the approach, right? We're not sitting back, soaking up much pressure. We didn't do this against even two very good opponents. The reason for that I think Pochettino is doing so is we're playing a high line when we're attacking. We're trying to disorganize the opponent with the ball. So very often what we're trying to do is we're trying to avoid counterattacks. And that's going to be something I'm going to touch upon when we talk about Australia more specifically. The best way to do so, if you're going to attack, is to, as soon as you lose the ball, you counter press and you harass the living crap out of the opponent by either causing a turnover or just fouling him. And if you go back and you rewatch the Paraguay game, that's what we would do. Like, for example, if the ball is on the right side of the field, we're attacking here with Dest, McKennie, Pulisic's more central, Tillman's helping, Tyler Adams is here protecting the back three, and Anthony Robinson is here. So if the ball is on the right flank, as you guys can see right there, I can't put the ball right. If we lose the ball, you're going to see Tillman charging to press. Pulisic charging to press, McKennie charging to press. Everyone charges to press. And sometimes even Alex Freeman's very high up the field. So we counter press the living crap out of the opponent every time we lose the ball. And that's how we have been avoiding being exposed in transition. Is it risky? Yes, but it has paid off. Now, for you not to get caught on a counterattack, that is one approach. The other approach is to actually have every single play finish with a shot, whether it is on target or out of bounds. If you finish the play with a shot, very likely you won't get counterattacked. The way you usually get caught in transition and changing from one phase of play to the other is when you have a turnover on the offensive end of the field, in the midfield, a bad turnover. So we have to avoid bad turnovers, which is kind of obvious, right? I don't have to really say that. But every time we've had a bad turnover, we've done a fantastic job counterpressing. It's been nothing short of incredible. So let's go through one thing here. Let's talk about Australia real quick, and I'll go back to the tactics board. So Australia versus Turkey ended with a 2-0 Australia win. They scored one goal in the first half, one goal in the second half. They got a solid 2-0 win, and this was their starting 11, right, for Australia. And this is what I want to highlight. Looking on screen on the left, that is Australia's starting 11. Ignore Turkey. We don't have to talk about Turkey right now. We have to talk about Australia. We play Turkey next week, so it doesn't matter right now. The one thing I want to highlight, they play that back five with a line of four ahead of them, and they sit deep. They play a low block and they're tough to break, dude. Just watch their game against Turkey. This is not an easy team to break down. Turkey has some very good players up top, including one of them being Arda Güler, that you all should be very familiar with, right? Very good team when it comes to attacking, holding possession, trying to disorganize the opponent the ball. I would say Turkey is much more similar to the US than Australia, right? So Australia is essentially, if you think about it, what the United States used to be. If you go back like 10, 15, 20 years ago, we defend like hell, they fight, they're physical, and they counterattack. So we're gonna have to find ways. I think we have better tools than Turkey to break down this low block, but we're gonna have to find a way to do so. They literally play haram ball. It is haram ball what they play. They have that line of 5 defenders, and they have a line of 4 ahead of them, and then they have Toure up top, number 9. That's the only one. And Toure is fast. That is a player to watch out for. Every time Australia takes the ball, we have to be careful in transition. If you notice, both of their goals came through the flanks, right? Not the flanks, through the guys that play out wide. Because when they counterattack, they look for them or Toure, Australia more specifically. And we have to be careful, especially with Tim Ream. Especially with Tim Ream. But the main player I want to highlight is this one, Iran Kunda. He scored their first goal. This guy is fast. There's a lot of pace. I think Alex Freeman can do a fine job marking him. Alex Freeman just has to be careful not getting caught high up the field. So what's going to happen is every time we have a bad turnover against Australia, they're going to look for Iran Kunda probably on the flank, and he's fast. And the other player they might look for is Met Kauf. He also scored one of their goals. And Toure up top is also a player that has some speed. Okay, so those are the 3 guys we have to watch out for in transition. My main concern is Tim Ream. Now, every time we lose the ball with a bad turnover, we have to do what we did against Paraguay. Counter press like hell, cause a turnover, or just foul them. One or another. Do something like that. Be chaotic, be aggressive. If we don't do that, they will be able to punish us in transition. Now, mind you, I think we did a tremendous job against Paraguay because Paraguay does have players like Enciso, Almiron that can punish you on a counterattack. And we did a great job not allowing them, not giving them any opportunity, especially in the first half. The first half, it was 3-0. It could have been more. We didn't let Paraguay play. I do have some concerns about our defense, right? Because Paraguay doesn't have a good offense, and they still managed to score a goal on us. And our defense has been quite shaky. The past 14 games, we had 1 clean sheet, the United States. In the past 14 games, we had 1 clean sheet, and it was against Japan's B team. That was the only clean sheet that I can remember. So I do have some concerns about us not conceding on the counterattack against Australia, because this is not going to be a game where we're going to score 4 goals. I don't think that's going to happen like Paraguay. I think if we pull a 1 or 2-0 win, I'm going to be extremely happy. Australia is a very tough team to break down. We saw that in the 2022 World Cup. They got out of their group. They gave Argentina, the champions, a very hard time in the round 16. They're very tough to break down. So if we can pull a 1 or 2-0 win, I'm going to be stoked, happy, excited. That is fine. But I do want to see a clean sheet. I do want to see us defend well their counterattack, transition, because they don't have that much quality to punish us. It's more like quick transitions. They're fast. They have some fast players. They have like youth soccer tactics, if you think about it. It's not that complicated. Sit back. We got some fast players up top. Find those fast players. They run. We score, and we defend like hell. I know I'm oversimplifying it and dumbing it down, but that is the Australian tactic. Be physical, defend well, sit in a low block with a line of 5 defenders and 4 players ahead of them, and just try to find the fast players to counterattack the opponent. That's it. Okay? So as long as we do a good job counter-pressing, defending in transition, we should be fine. We should be able to hold them to a clean sheet, right? Or not hold them to a clean sheet, keep a clean sheet. But we have to find a way to score 1 or 2 goals. So ultimately, the perfect result to me is a 1 or 2-0 win. It doesn't have to be 4-1, 3-0, whatever. If we can get 2 goals and hold a clean sheet, I'm happy. Now, let's quickly look through the group situation right now, so we can see what might happen, right? Like if we get this result or that result, what happens? So right now, the United States leads the group with 3 points, 1 win, obviously, and a +3 goal differential. Australia is in second with also 3 points and a +2 goal differential. And then you have Turkey with a -2, Paraguay with a -3. If the United States beats Turkey by 1 or 2 goals, our goal differential will open up more than ever, right? We're going to go up 1 and they'll go down 1. So we'll go +4. They'll go just +1. That means they would have to take out a 3-goal differential to get ahead of us in the last game. So if we beat Australia by, let's say, 2 goals, and then Turkey and Paraguay tie their game, we very likely topped the group. Not officially, but we very likely topped the group. Like, we would only need a draw in the last game to top the group, but we could honestly top it by even losing the last game, because Turkey and Paraguay could not reach us, but they could still qualify. And then Australia would have to play Paraguay in the last game. And I think that's going to be a very tough game for Australia. Very, very tough game against Paraguay. Don't expect Paraguay to look the way they looked against us. So essentially, what am I saying here? If we win this game and Turkey and Paraguay tie, we will finish first in this group. Not officially yet, but we'll finish first. Now, if we win this game, we are officially qualified to the next round. We just don't know if it'll be first or second. But if we win this game, we are officially qualified. Now, another scenario here, if you look at it, again, I'm putting scenarios where we win the game. If we tie this game and the other game ends in a draw, we're not officially qualified, because then all teams in the group could end up with 4 points. But if you finish in third place with 4 points and a positive goal differential, you very likely will qualify to the next round. So there are many scenarios we can go through where we qualify, where we don't qualify. Ultimately, if we get the win, we're qualified. If we tie or we lose, we're not qualified yet. We still need a result against Turkey. Simple as that. Okay, now I'm not going to simulate every result. Let's try to get a win against Australia. Once we get that win, we are through to the next round. And then we can talk about the other results of the other games. And we'll talk about a lot of this during the live watch along, the live watch party that we're going to have on Friday for this game. And guys, if you made it this far in the video, don't forget to drop a like. Now, real quick, before I close this, I just want to bring this up real quick. I want to put the tactics board once again. As I said, I expect this to be our projected starting 11. My main concerns here is so very often Dest goes high up the field, almost plays like a winger in possession. And then Alex Freeman does bomb high up the field very often, right? He does go there to support. Tim Ream usually stays. My big concern here is leaving space in behind for Irankunda. And that would, like, for example, if Alex Freeman's high up the field, Tillman's usually high, Tyler's here. If Irankunda has a lot of space there where Alex Freeman has left his position to attack, that means either Chris Richards or Tyler Adams will get dragged out of their position to cover. And that is a big concern to me. Okay, so for this game, I would have Freeman just stay back. Don't go up. I know, like let's try to get a goal without Alex Freeman. Okay, and I think we can do it. I would be careful with that. Now, mind you, Pochettino would probably counter that by saying we need Freeman high up the field because we need more people on the opponent's field. So when we lose the ball, we can counter press with more people and avoid the counterattack. And that is a valid point. My only concern is if we mess up the counter press and they find Irankuda with this much space, maybe we don't get punished once. But if it happens twice or 3 times, Australia will score. If they score first, they're going to bunker. It's going to be very tough. I mean, they're going to bunker even if they don't score first. I just would want us to be a little bit more careful with that, with Alex Freeman, at least to start the game. We don't want to let Australia score first. Now, if we score first, that might force Australia to open up a little bit. We can maybe go all in a little bit more, try to get a few more goals so we open a larger goal differential and try to lock in first place in the group. But to start the game, I would be very careful with those counterattacks, especially while Irankunda is fresh, right? While he's still rested. If that happens, that's one big concern. Outside of that, guys, I'm just going to be honest with you. We have the better team. We are the favorites. And as long as we play our game and we execute the game plan well, we should pull the win here. It's not going to be easy. Australia's never easy, right? Shall I say? But I'm fairly confident. And if I had to give you a score prediction, I'll probably say United States 2-0. I think it's going to be a 2-0 win. We score in the first half 1 goal. In the second half, we score another goal. That is my prediction for this game. Let me know in the comment section your prediction for Australia and United States. Okay, what do you think will happen in this game? Drop a like in this video. And that's all for this section. All right, everyone. Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to drop a like before you go and subscribe to the channel. I'll see you all on Friday for our live watch along, our live watch party for United States versus Australia. Hopefully to celebrate our second win in the 2026 World Cup. It's going to be a very tough game, but I believe the boys will pull it off. I believe the boys will get the win, and the U.S. men's national team will end the second round with 6 points and qualified to the knockouts. I want to thank you all very much for watching, and have a great day.